We'll keep an eye on that. Meanwhile here, well, we don't quite have that problem, but Durango, one of the few places in our viewing area that actually picked up a little bit of snowfall over the past 24 hours or so as that storm passed through Colorado. It did deliver a few inches of snow to southern Colorado, much more into central and northern Colorado where they picked up about a foot. Meanwhile, in New Mexico, well, we didn't pick up much of anything. Right now, 44 degrees. We did get a little bit of cooler air in with it. Northwest wind still at 23 miles per hour. Temperatures across the north now in the 30s and 40s, quite a bit cooler than this time yesterday. Down to the south into the 50s, dimming one of the few locations in the 60s right now. Carlsbad joins them as well at 66 degrees. And it is quite a bit cooler than it was this time yesterday by about 15 to 20 degrees, even more than that as you move over toward Las Vegas and Ruidoso. Alamosa 25 degrees cooler. We're 19 degrees cooler in Albuquerque. But these cool temperatures are only going to be here for one day only as temperatures start to warm back up for tomorrow and especially into the weekend as well. We're still dealing with winds across pretty much the entire state, and we will eventually start to see these winds subside throughout the afternoon. But Ruidoso still dealing with a 46-mile-per-hour wind gust, 40-mile-per-hour wind gust in Roswell. Albuquerque had a 29-mile-per-hour wind gust, and we'll see these winds again taper off throughout the evening hours, but until they do taper off, we are still looking at a wind advisory just east of Albuquerque through the East Mountains and just east of the Sacramento Mountains as well, where we'll see gusts up to around 55 miles per hour throughout the afternoon. The highest winds again just east of the Central Mountain Chain through the afternoon hours, but by the evening and overnight, the winds do come down. We'll be dealing with some somewhat breezy conditions across the east again for tomorrow, but not near what we've been seeing over the past day or so. Then into Saturday, again, a few breezy locations, but wind's not going to be much of an issue throughout the weekend. That storm system that brought us all the wind and the cooler air now starting to depart. We're left with more sunshine on the way, and that is going to be the story over the next few days. Cooler air for this afternoon, but after those winds die down, tonight was going to be a pretty cold night, one of the coldest nights we've seen in a couple of weeks, but we'll quickly rebound those temperatures into tomorrow afternoon, and we're looking at a pretty nice weekend on the way. Southern Colorado, temperatures into the 30s for this afternoon, mostly sunny skies, perhaps a few clouds for tomorrow, but temperatures will be warming up back into the 50s by the end of the weekend. Over the northwest, mostly sunny skies here as well, highs into the 30s and 40s, back to the low 50s for Friday, and then upper 50s for Saturday and Sunday in Farmington, and eventually the low 60s by the start of next week. Over the southwest, mostly sunny, highs into the 50s and 60s for this afternoon. We warm to the low 60s in Silver City for Friday and the weekend as well, eventually near 70 degrees by the middle of next week. Over the southeast, it will continue to be windy this afternoon, gusts up to 45 miles per hour, temperatures into the 60s. We're back to the low 70s to finish off the week and start the weekend, and we continue with those warm temperatures through the first part of next week as well. Over the northeast, we continue to deal with more wind this afternoon, gusts here as well up to 45 miles per hour. Temperatures warm to the upper 50s by Saturday and eventually low 60s by Monday. Over the northern mountains, we'll continue with a little bit of wind here, gusts up to 40 miles per hour. Temperatures in the 30s and 40s today. Santa Fe back to the mid 50s by the end of the weekend and even upper 50s by the start of next week. Over the East Mountains, gusts up to 50 miles per hour, one of the windier locations through at least the afternoon hours. The metro dealing with a little bit of wind, but less than what we saw through the morning hours. Highs in the upper 40s to low 50s, and we continue to warm up. We're back to the mid 60s over the weekend and dealing with less wind as well. And if you want to talk weather, you can always do it on Twitter. Just follow me at KRQE John.
Okay, thank you, John.